The name of this channel comes from a word that is referring to the study of the early church writings. It's a word that comes from the word father, the church fathers. A lot of Christians don't know much about them. So the two questions we want to talk about today is, who are the church fathers and why should you care? The church fathers is a sort of blanket term for a lot of different figures over the first 5 or 6 centuries of the church. These are teachers, preachers, writers, and speakers who combated heresy, wrote a lot of beautiful things, and helped establish the doctrines and dogmas of the church, some of which we take for granted today. The early church fathers are often grouped into subcategories depending on where they're from, but they're all best seen as a team. Their job collectively was to grow and help others to grow in a deeper relationship with Christ through truth. They were guided by the Holy Spirit and an inner zeal to preserve the beauty that Jesus gave them. These are people without whom Christianity would just not look the way it does today. The job of these church fathers isn't to come up with new theology and new doctrine. Their job is to expound upon and to preserve the teachings of Jesus Christ, as well as the oral teachings of the apostles passed on to the church. There are a lot of names that we'll probably cover in individual episodes on this channel eventually. People like Athanasius, Irenaeus, Ignatius, John Chrysostom, Basil, Gregory, Simeon. There's a lot. And there is no one man that is above everyone else, because Christ is the head of the church. There is no one figure. It is the church, and these are the fathers. So that's the who. The why you should care, or why I think you should really care, is another whole massive subject. I think there is a bit of a disconnect between a lot of modern Christians and the last page of the New Testament. There is this massive historical gap where a lot of things happened after the last page of Revelation, but a lot of people miss these really interesting, important, useful, vital things that happened on this massive journey of Christianity. And the question to ask, I think, is that, do you think Christianity started with you in your church, or the church your parents brought you up in, the church your family went to? Or did it start earlier? Did it start 500 years ago at the Reformation in Germany? Or did it start earlier still? Did it start the way most Christians should hopefully say it started, in first century Palestine with the person of Jesus Christ? Truth is unchanging because God is unchanging. So any truth discovered in the first century, second, third, fourth, and fifth, that truth, if it was true then, is true now, because God hasn't changed since then. What I'm saying, one reason to care, is that there is a whole lot of written, compiled truth from those first 5 centuries that is profound and amazing and is still fresh. It's still true and it's still real. And there is a habit perhaps of reading a lot of the newer books and not delving into the fact that some of these new books are trying to rediscover the wheel, so to speak, that was discovered in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th and 5th century by people who pored over everything they knew about Jesus and what he said and what the Gospels were saying, and really helped establish teaching that is just eternally priceless. The value of these writers is that we will find from the 1st century through to now, in the places where their writings have been preserved, a consistent, reliable truth. This is fresh fruit that a lot of people haven't tried, and you need to get into. So for those of you who are wanting to take a dive into the early church fathers, I recommend diving into it in a similar way as one would dive into the scriptures. Keep going to church, read the scriptures, add in some of the fathers, take it to discussion and things like that. Make it this combo that helps you to grow in the faith and in your relationship with Jesus Christ. It's about understanding not just theological truth, but that closeness of relationship with Christ, of reality itself, of what it means to be truly human. In the words of Maximus the Confessor, Christianity is an entirely new way to be human. What did he and the others mean by this? See this episode as a very short and very quick introduction from me to you into the absolute wealth of the early church writings. May you read them and may you be guided and enriched by them as the church has been guided for the last 20 centuries. Well, if you haven't yet, please subscribe, and please tell others to subscribe, because it gives us, there's my brother behind the camera as well, it gives us the feeling that people want to see this and want to see more. There is, a couple thousand years worth of good stuff that we can talk about on this channel. And if you want to hear some of it, make us feel better by subscribing, liking, sharing, making more people see it.
saying something nice in the comments.
Yeah, say something nice in the comments. If you say something not nice in the comments, we'll just consider it heresy and delete it.